Here's the conversation people keep dodging. We built certain strengths under pressure, and some of those strengths got weaker once that pressure was removed. That's not praise for the past, all right? That's just a warning about the present, because freedom without structure, it turns into chaos real fast. So no, we're not romanticizing anything. We're doing something harder. We're just being honest. Before we move on with this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe for me. We used to circulate our own money, and now we spend it and it's just gone. It's like it just never comes back. Back then we didn't have access, so we built our own banks, our own stores. We had our own doctors, our schools, businesses, our own systems, right? Money stayed in the community. It moved, it multiplied, it meant something. Now we've got over $1 trillion in buying power, and most of it is gone the same day we spend it. No ownership, no control, no leverage. Let me say it like this. We went from building systems to funding everybody else's. That's not oppression. That's a habit, a bad habit at that. Now, this part makes people feel real uncomfortable, but let's go ahead and talk about it anyway. Back then, most kids had 2 parents in the home. Now, most kids don't have 2 parents in the home. And this didn't happen before our progress. This actually happened after our progress. That should at least make you pause, because this isn't about going backwards. It's about asking, why did stability drop when the opportunity increased? No law fixes that. That's culture, that's choices, that's priorities. We used to check each other. Now nobody can say anything. Back then, if you acted out, somebody corrected you. Teachers, neighbors, elders, your name mattered and your reputation mattered. Now everything is, don't judge me, or mind your business. Everything is online validation instead of real life respect. So what happens? No standards, no correction, no accountability. And when nobody checks you early, life checks you a whole lot harder later. Let's be real. Schools back then were underfunded, undersupported, underlooked, but education, it was respected. It was valued in our communities. It meant something. Now we have more access, but less discipline around it. More tools, but less focus. Let me say something simple. Opportunity doesn't matter if you don't value it. When schools integrated, a lot of Black teachers and principals lost their jobs. That didn't just remove workers, okay? That removed role models. It removed authority figures who understood the culture, the kids, the environment. Now you got kids going their entire education without seeing someone who reflects them in leadership. And we wonder why connection is so low. Now, reputation isn't everything, but we can't act like it's nothing. We also had central leadership. Now it's just scattered. You see, back then, church wasn't just Sunday, all right? It was leadership. It was organization, discipline, community. Everything ran through something. Now, everybody's doing their own thing. No central voice, no unified direction, just opinions. And if you would allow me, let me be blunt. We must understand that a group without structure only becomes noise. We corrected our youth early. Now we wait until it's too late. Back then, kids were watched, guided, corrected early. Now we wait, we ignore, we excuse, we debate. We're just too scared. Don't worry, the kids can make their own decisions until the problem gets big enough that the system has to step in. And by then, it's already too late. And now we're blaming the system instead of looking in the mirror and asking ourselves, what could we have done to prevent this child from going down our own path? Back then, your actions represented your family, your name, your people. There was pressure, but it created discipline. Now, everything is so individualized. You do what you want. You be yourself. No limits. Self-made. All it sounds good until there's no standards left. Freedom without responsibility, y'all can keep that, because that's not empowerment. That's a drift. We keep saying we want power, but power comes with structure. We say we want ownership, but ownership requires discipline. We say we want change, but change requires uncomfortable accountability. You can't have freedom without responsibility. You can't have success without effort. And you damn sure can't have community without standards. That's not how this works. You see, segregation actually forced discipline. Nobody's forcing us to build anymore. Nobody's forcing us to stay together or to be structured. And that's the catch. Because now it is on us, not the system, not history, not excuses, but us. So let me end it like this. We didn't lose intelligence, all right? We didn't lose talent, and we didn't lose ability. We lost structure. And here's the truth people don't want to say out loud. Nothing is stopping us from rebuilding it, except the fact that it's harder to hold yourself accountable than it is to point at something else. And if that feels uncomfortable, good, because that's the difference between staying stuck and actually building something again.